Today, I want to talk to you about one mindset shift and three practical tips that'll help make your workplace more successful. What I want to talk about is the idea of a human centered workplace. This idea of understanding that everybody coming in is a human. And I know that's revolutionary, right? How, my goodness, I couldn't believe there are actual people in my workplace. But no, it's knowing that there's a bunch of good with them and there's a bunch of bad. Everybody coming into your workplace today they've maybe just had a kid, or the puppy's here and they bought a new car, and maybe the insurance came through more than they thought. It's all this good stuff. And then on the other end, they've lost a loved one, or a spouse has cancer. They're having arguments with their teenage child and it's weighing them down. Everybody coming to work today is wearing their life on their shoulders, and they may not be presenting all the time, and it may not be visible, but that's it. We're all coming to work fully who we are. And when we as leaders can understand that and engage with that and truly care about people, it revolutionizes the workplace. Employees that know their boss care about them and know that they're safe and secure and in a great environment are way more creative, are way more engaged, are less likely to leave, and are bringing their best selves to work. And part of that, there's a lot of chemistry, brain chemistry, because when people are stressed out, when people are afraid for their jobs, they're living in their amygdalas, their bottom brain, and the thought processes aren't able to get into their prefrontal cortex, their frontal lobe, I mean, where they can process and be creative and those kind of things, because the fight and flight is fighting them. And so when you can engage somebody in a relationship, have the leadership skill of empathy. And I know it's kind of maybe crazy to think of leadership skills and empathy all in the same sentence, but empathy is a leadership skill. Being able to look at people, to care about them truly and really, and be able to put yourselves in their shoes is a huge advantage in today's world, especially when there's so much automation happening all around us. When you can engage with the people and they can feel heard and known and seen, it changes everything. It changes everything. And I know when I talk about empathy, especially inside of the workplace, it feels like lowering the bar. I said this in a previous video. People often think that it's about lowering the bar, but that's not what empathy, that's not what human centered workplace means at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's being mindful enough to engage with people and seeing when they're off, and in figuring out what's going on and how to be creatively problem solving with that. Let me give you an example inside of my workplace. I work in the sales environment, and it's obviously you're trying to do sales, you're trying to get it, and there's a lot of competitiveness into it, and I love that competitive. I love going back and forth and teasing the guys and being like, oh, I could have had that sale, or oh, you got lucky that time. But the truth is, I want all the guys I work with to be successful. And not because their success does anything for me, because it doesn't. But I know that they work hard and I care about them because they're great coworkers, that I just want them to make as many car sales as they can, to have amazing months so that they can support their family, do fun things, and to doing those things that having big sales allows us to do. And that's because I truly care about those guys. So, inside of your workplace, as a leader, have you taken an inventory? Have you thought, do I really care about these guys, or are they just tools to help me get where I want to go? Or are they just kind of the people we have in this job? Or do you really care about them? And it takes time. And here's the thing, a pizza party, a bonus, a one time event does not create a caring atmosphere, does not create a human centered environment. It's just an event. What we're talking about is creating a culture, is creating a feeling inside of the workplace. It's being mindful enough to know that we need to have this run as a current through our organization, not at events inside of our organization. So, how do we do that? How can we be more proactive in that? I'm going to give you 3 tips. The first one, schedule regular one-on-ones with your team. Schedule regular one-on-ones with your team. That means getting with them for 10, 15 minutes and being asking them direct, open questions and seeing how they respond. Letting it be a great book to talk about one-on-ones is Radical Candor. It's a great book that talks about how to have proper one-on-ones, how to work through them, and get with those people. I'd highly recommend it. So schedule one-on-ones and do it consistently. Don't let that fall to the wayside. Push it as a priority inside of your workplace and fight to make that happen. Because again, if you just do an event once a month, once a quarter, once every year, you're not creating a human-centered workplace. You're just creating events where you check in. And those ultimately don't get that feeling where employees feel safe, secure. They bring innovation, creativity, and longevity to your workplaces. Second, celebrate small wins. Celebrate small wins. Be the lead celebrator in your workplace. Be that person who goes around, shakes hands, lets them know, builds them up. Do it so much it's annoying. And be the encourager. Again, it can feel like, man, we have this next task to do. We have this next thing we have to make happen. And there's always something more. Leadership is so difficult. You have tensions coming at you from all arenas. But your most important factor, the thing that's going to help your success the most inside your organization, is your people. So celebrate them. Take that time. Take that moment. Build them up. And third, encourage informal moments with your team. Take them out to coffee. Give them a Dunkin' gift card. Let them know that you care about them. Send a card. When you see them in Walmart, don't go down a different aisle. Just go to them and let them know, hey, you're important to me. Just think about how much that would change if they knew every day how important they were to you. Not because they make widgets, but because they're who they are. Creativity thrives in connection. Creativity thrives when we're connected. When we're all connected, we're bringing our best selves. The problems that can be solved, the solutions that can be had, increase tremendously. So, as you're thinking about it, how can you shift that mindset just a little bit? How can you be a little more empathetic towards the people you work with? How can you build up a human-centered workplace where you truly care about the employees you have and they feel it too? It's a lot of work. It's not something that's going to happen in the next month or next quarter. It's going to take a lot of diligent time, focus, and conversations. I know you're up for it. I'd love to help you out. And if you need me, let's continue the conversation. Go to my website, coachingforgrowth.me, and we'll connect there.